And welcome to the second video in module 5. And we spoke about in the first video what self-esteem is. It's what we think and feel and believe about ourselves, compared to self-worth, which is recognizing I am greater than all of those things, and it's a deep knowing that I am of value, that I am lovable, etc. This time we're going to be looking at rebuilding your self-esteem. So I trust that you've gone through the journey of the Fearlessly Moving Forwards method. You've worked through the videos in self-love and self-confidence before you've come to this section of self-esteem. So are you past the walking wounded stage? So before you even consider dating again, you need to make sure you're past this walking wounded stage following the end of your relationship. Now, here are some clues to let you know that you've arrived. The thought of your ex no longer generates intense feelings of anger, hatred, or grief. You no longer feel the need to talk about him consistently to whoever will listen. Revenge fantasies just don't excite you anymore. You've noticed that days, weeks, or months have gone by when you don't think of him at all. And if you have truly laid your last relationship to rest, congratulations. Assuming you're interested in doing so, you may be ready to dip your toes back into the dating pool. And there may be one more crucial obstacle to that hurdle first: your relationship with yourself. So you've watched the self-love, you've watched the self-confidence, and this is what you do next. The new you requires a healthy level of self-esteem, because during and after divorce or the end of a relationship, your self-esteem can take a real beating, especially if the split was actually your ex's idea. So if you don't think you're a pretty great person with lots to offer the world, at least most of the time, I mean, no one can maintain this level of self-confidence and perkiness 24/7, you need to work on rebuilding your self-esteem before you go out in search of your soulmate. So let's restore your self-esteem to a healthy level. And at the same time, you should work on discovering your new single identity. One of the opportunities offered by divorce or the end of a relationship is the chance to reinvent yourself, either as the person you were before marriage or the person you've always wanted to be. You need to find out who you are now before you can even start thinking about dating someone. During your marriage or long-term relationship, you probably made some accommodations and compromises for the sake of the relationship. We all do. Let's say you used to love to dance, go travelling, browsing in book or antique shops, drawing, painting or singing, but your ex strongly disapproved, so you stopped doing those things. And maybe your ex thought tennis was the only game worth playing, so you've been playing tennis for the last 10 years or however long. You now need to look at how you choose to spend your time and make new decisions based on your own desires. And if your ex was exceptionally controlling, you may no longer even know what you like. So it's time to get to know yourself again, to discover the new you. So let's say you've gone somewhere and you meet someone and you'd like to get to know them better. You'd ask them some questions, wouldn't you? So let's do that with you. Start to ask yourself these questions. We'll start small and then we'll work up to the big stuff. So you can pause it here and you can jot down in your notebook or your journal, what's the best thing about me? Don't overthink it. Just get that pen and jot down whatever comes into your head. What's the best thing about me? And what's the worst thing about me? And what makes my heart sing? What makes me really angry? Is there anything or anyone that I'd die for? And what situations do I find intolerable? And do I want children or do I want more children? And how about stepchildren? How would I feel if I met someone that already had children? So pause here and answer those questions. Right, and now that you've answered those questions, here are a few more. So you again can pause the video and answer the following questions. As a romantic gift, would I prefer a personal love poem and chocolates or diamond earrings? Do I enjoy working out or do I do the bare minimum in order to remain healthy-ish? Would I prefer a 5-star hotel on the Amalfi Coast or a beach hut in Bali? What is my dream vacation? Do I really like to cook or would I eat out every night if I could afford it? Is going dancing my idea of heaven or hell? How do I feel about sports? Distance running, triathlon, hang gliding, scuba diving, boxing, sailing, golf, poker. Would I ever buy a £3 bottle of wine? How about a £100 bottle of wine? Do I prefer soul, country, death metal or pop music, or none of these? And who is your favourite musician? What kind of books do I enjoy? Favourite author? Would I rather go to live theatre or watch Netflix and chill on the sofa? Would I rather go bowling or horseback riding? What is an absolute deal breaker for me in a romantic partner? Write down whatever comes to mind. Make sure that whatever you choose is your choice, and don't reject ideas because you haven't tried them. You know, maybe just because you've never been hiking doesn't mean you aren't interested in giving it a go. And don't look to your past relationship for clues and say something like, well, my ex always said Mariah Carey was our favourite singer, so I suppose I like Mariah Carey. You know what? It's perfectly okay to like Mariah Carey. Just make sure it's your own choice, not what your ex's was. You are an interesting woman, because if you do this exercise right, with affection and a genuine desire to uncover some of those dreams you suppressed during your marriage or your live-in relationship, you're sure to learn that you're an interesting person, and you may find there's a new spring in your step and a smile on your face. You won't give people unspoken permission to treat you like a doormat, because you know you're not a doormat. You're a person who likes distance running or scuba diving on the Great Barrier Reef, and you play a great game of poker. Another interesting side effect of getting to know you, this fabulous person who's been hiding inside you, is that you'll discover you're no longer desperately need to find a new romantic partner. You're no longer a blank canvas waiting for someone to come along and paint a beautiful picture or to make you whole. In other words, you aren't needy. And when you're not needy, the world's your oyster, and incidentally you tend to magnetize, you tend to attract a better standard of mate. And a word of warning here, not everyone in your life is going to like the new self-confident, self-reliant you. Some of them may prefer you remain a spineless doormat. Insist that these people start treating you with the respect a fabulous person like you is entitled to, or drop them. Really, I mean it. You need all the positive reinforcement you can get, so prune those users and misery makers from your life. Your true friends already think you're marvellous, and they'll be thrilled to see the new you blossom. Any friend who isn't happy for you may no longer be someone that you need in your life.